So the first hit in the Safari web browser on this was a search conducted on March 25th, 2021 at 9:36:31 p.m. The body of the search states, "Will red marks turn into bruises?" On April 2nd, 2021 at 3:08:37 p.m. The search was "Lost consciousness, sleepy and nauseous" - Google search. April 2nd, 2021 at 6:10:22 p.m. The search was "Can your phone be tracked in airplane mode?"
The next one.
The next search was for April 2nd, 2021 at 6:10:35 p.m. for "Can my car be tracked?" Next search was on April 4th, 2021 at 9:58:03 a.m. The search was There was a murder determined from an autopsy. How long to file charges?"
Is there another one?
The last one is on April 4th, 2021 at 10:21:16 a.m. The search was "How long after an autopsy to file charges get filed?"
Thank you.
When Corey was initially in room 6 of the emergency room, what was the defendant's demeanor?
He showed lack of emotion, kind of emotionless. At one point, we had regained pulses, and we attempted to bring him down a CAT scan, and when we had gotten a CAT scan, he lost pulses again, and we were unable to do it and had to bring him back.
So after that, what room was Corey brought back to?
Room 6.
Did the defendant then return to the area of room 6?
He did.
Dr. Pashadi exit the room?
He did.
And what was happening with Corey's condition at this time?
Corey was not breathing. His heart was not beating. He was basically dead at that point.
Did the defendant then re-enter the room at Soch?
No.
At approximately 4:51, did the defendant re-enter the room at Soch?
He did at that point, yes.
And were you present at that point inside of room 6 with Corey?
Yes, I was.
And what was Corey's condition at that time?
His heart was not beating and he was not breathing.
Did the defendant exit room 6?
He did.
And did the defendant then ever come back to room 6 again?
No, he did not.
And who stayed with Corey?
We did. We were the only ones with him.
What time was Corey pronounced?
5:03 p.m.
And were you present in the room?
I was.
Do you have an opinion after you reviewed all of this material in regard to the decedent's cause of death?
Yes.
And can you tell the jurors what that opinion is?
I'm simply going to quote from my report because it's a mouthful, and we'll break it down. But Corey died of blunt impact injuries of the chest and abdomen with laceration of the heart, left pulmonary contusion, and laceration and contusion of the liver.
After reviewing the materials in this case, did you formulate an opinion as to the decedent's manner of death?
I did.
And can you tell the jurors what your opinion is?
Corey's manner of death is homicide. In Corey's case, in that these injuries could not have been inflicted by himself with any kind of intent, it's certainly not suicide. These injuries, given their pattern and distribution, are consistent with having been inflicted by another person. Therefore, any death that is related to the actions of another person is, from a medical examiner's standpoint, from an epidemiological or public health standpoint, homicide.
Doctor, did you make any findings regarding bruising on the decedent's body, which was significant in regard to your formulation of your opinion?
Well, in assessing the potential for child abuse, it's not so much that contusions are life-threatening in and of themselves, but it's the pattern and distribution of injuries and also the presence of injuries of varying ages that suggest that a child has been mistreated. And Corey had contusions over a wide area of his body of varying ages, from under his chin, his head, his trunk, his extremities. So polys are recruited to the scene within hours after an injury like this. The second wave of inflammatory cells are called mononuclear cells. Those were pretty rare. I only saw those here and there. After that, and those, take up to like 24 hours to get there. And then after 24 hours, you actually start to see some attempt to heal the tissue. Fibrins laid down, and you see other cells called fibroblasts. Those weren't present. All I was seeing was this acute inflammatory process that was fairly well established. And that was in both the heart and the liver. Well, that means that, in my opinion, these injuries occurred at roughly the same time, and their age could have been as recent as 4 hours, but as old as 12 hours prior to when Corey actually died at 5 p.m. on the 2nd. That was the finding based on the histology. Additional evidence that I saw fine-tune that time frame a little tighter. So if you think about that time frame of 4 to 12 hours, that would have been from 5 a.m. the day before to 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the 2nd. There was a video that was alluded to, and it wasn't an intentional video, and there were no people in the video. You could basically see that the phone was on a car seat or something. And, Attorney Lento, have folks seen this video? Do they know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So it appears as if the phone was like on a car seat or something. And it was represented to me that this was Corey's mother dropping him off for custodial care with his father. And they were having a conversation. Well, this was at about 9 o'clock. Corey was answering questions. He was conversational. He was normal. Audibly. So if that's at 9 o'clock, the period of time of injury from 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock, in my mind, is eliminated. A person with these injuries is not going to be responding like Corey would in the car. So that puts us between 9 a.m. and approximately 1 p.m. I can't narrow it down any more specifically than that, but I am confident that that is the range of time in which Corey was injured.
And after that, did the Ocean County Medical Examiner's Office determine that the cause of death and the manner of death is homicide?
That's my understanding.
Objection, Judge.
Judge, he cross-examined on it.
Well, you actually asked the same question.
Yeah.
Worded slightly differently, not the same result. So
Thank you, Judge. No further questions.
any reproach?